गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य Stoka Shri Srimad, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Samstapakacharya Savior the whole world, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottama Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 8, Lord Krishna shows the universal form. Text number 43. Itam vidita tattvayam. Itam vidita tattvayam. Gopikayam sa Ishvaraha. Gopikayam sa Ishvaraha. Vaishnavim Vyatanon Mayam. Vaishnavim Vyatanon Mayam. Putra Sneha Mayim Vibhuho. Putra Sneha Mayim Vibhuho. Itham Vidita Tattvaya. Gopikayam sa Ishvaraha. Vaishnavim Yatanon Maya. Putra Sneha Mayim Vibhuho. Itham Vidita Tattvayam. Gopikayam sa Ishvaraha. Vaishnavim Yatanon Mayam. Putra Sneha Mayim Vibhuho. Itham Vidita Tattvayam. Gopikayam sa Ishvaraha. Vaishnavim Yatanon Mayam. Putra Sneha Mayim Vibhuho. Itham Vidita Tattvayam. Gopikayam sa Ishvaraha. Vaishnavim Yatanon Mayam. Putra Sneha Mayim Vibhuho. Itham. In this way, Vidita Tattvayam, when she understood the truth of everything philosophically, Gopikayam, unto Mother Yashoda, Saha, the Supreme Lord, Ishvaraha, the Supreme Controller, Vaishnavim, Vishtumaya or Yogamaya, Vyatanod, expanded, Mayam, Yogamaya, Putra Sneha Mayim, very much attached because of maternal affection for her son, Vibhuho, the Supreme Lord. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. Mother Yashoda, by the grace of the Lord, could understand the real truth. But then again, the Supreme Master, by the influence of the internal potency Yogamaya, inspired her to become absorbed in intense maternal affection for her son. Please repeat this translation after me. Mother Yashoda, by the grace of the Lord, could understand the real truth. But then again, the Supreme Master, by the influence of the internal potency, Yogamaya, inspired her to become absorbed in intense maternal affection for her son. Who is her son? Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Although Mother Yashoda understood the whole philosophy of life, at the next moment she was overwhelmed by affection for her son by the influence of Yoga Maya. Unless she took care of her son Krishna, she thought, how could he be protected? She could not think otherwise, and thus she forgot all her philosophical speculations. This forgetfulness is described by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur as being inspired by the influence of Yogamaya, Mohana Sadharmya Mayam. Materialistic persons are captivated by Mahamaya, whereas devotees, by the arrangement of the spiritual energy, are captivated by Yogamaya. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Jnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is a very interesting pastime of Krishna, showing the universal form to his mother in his mouth. Krishna performs different pastimes primarily to give transcendental happiness to his devotees. Anandamayo Bhyasat. He is full of ananda. Not just full, he is overflowing with ananda. Every moment is a cause for celebration. Material world, we have to make arrangements for celebration. And if the celebration has to be very big, we have to make very elaborate arrangements. But Krishna, in the spiritual world, he doesn't have to make arrangements for celebration. Why? Because he has got his Yogamaya, his potency called Yogamaya, who is always busy making arrangements for the pleasure of Krishna and his devotees. That's the only business of Yogamaya. No other business. And Krishna, even though he has nothing to do in terms of providing, maintaining, creating, maintaining, destroying in the material world, still he is not inactive. This is very important to understand. Everything that Krishna has to do is carried out by his energies. And those energies are directed simply by the will of Krishna. You can understand the difference between Krishna and ourselves. If I think I want to do something, that is just the beginning of my doing, of thing happening. After that, so many more things have to happen. So merely if I think I want to do something, nothing will happen. I have to take a positive step to actually do whatever is required to be done. Whereas Krishna, he wills something should happen and it happens. That's all. So in the Bible, they say, God said, let there be creation, and a creation took place. So because the Bible doesn't explain details of what actually happens when the Lord willed that there should be creation, or Lord said there should be creation, what actually happens, details are not there. But the understanding is, the Lord said or the Lord willed, let there be creation, and the creation happened. That's a fact. Now, how does it actually happen? If somebody asks that question, the Bible doesn't explain how it happens. Whereas our Vedic scriptures, in the Upanishads it is said, Sa aikshata, sa asrujata. He glanced and the creation took place. Simply by his glance. It's similar to the Bible telling, the Supreme Lord said, let there be creation, the creation took place. But the Upanishads are explained in the original Vedas and the Puranas and the Itihasas in detail. So, before it explains how can just the glance result in the entire creation taking place, before that, the scriptures explain, who is that who is glancing? Somebody like us? No. It is the Supreme Lord, full of six opulences, full with so many potencies, supremely powerful. And all those potencies are working exactly according to His will. So He has unlimited potencies as far as the number of potencies are concerned for different purposes. And each potency also has unlimited potential. So that is Krishna. That is God. That's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the absolute truth. But one important thing we should understand is that even though His energies are working everywhere according to His will, but the characteristic of the energy which is working in the material world is different than the characteristics of the energy which is working in the spiritual world. Both these energies are called Maya. Maya means that, Maya has got different meanings. One of the important meanings of the word Maya is, It creates an illusion. It brings about an illusory effect, Maya. In the spiritual world, Maya works for all devotees to forget Krishna is God. And in the material world, Maya works also to make people forget that there is somebody called God. Very important difference. Maya in the material world and Maya in the spiritual world. Both places there is forgetfulness due to the illusory effect of Maya. Maya means illusion, one meaning. So due to illusion, forget. What do devotees forget? That Krishna is God. They don't forget Krishna. They forget Krishna is God. And in the material world, what is that forgetfulness? You forget there is somebody called God. There is no God. Or if there is somebody called God, I am God. Shiva is God. Except Vishnu, everybody is God. Or anybody can be God. Or there is no God. Or everyone is God. Or God is some power. God is not a person. God is some power. God is there inside you. God is there in everywhere. God is everywhere. God is everywhere. These are all the effect of the illusory energy in the material world. So, the Maya is qualified. In the spiritual world, Maya is called Yoga Maya, Vishnu Maya, Atma Maya. So many different specific names are there for the Maya in the spiritual world. And Maya in the material world, Mahamaya, Gunamayi Maya. Mahamaya is the form of Durga. Durga means 10 hands riding on a lion. Each hand has got a different weapon. And Yogamaya is Subhadra. She doesn't have any weapons. She doesn't have any weapons. She is very, very very mellow. She is very kind. She is very soft-hearted. Durga Devi is very, very cruel. Cruel in the sense, not that she is really cruel, she is very strict. Yogamaya is very, very lenient. Extreme lenience. That whatever the devotees want, she provides. Durga Devi also provides whatever the people of this world want, but she provides very, very strictly according to the laws. Which means that if I want something, I have to work for it. Therefore, she inspires. You want something? Okay, you work for it. And for working also, she will give you the ability, the intelligence, the knowledge, everything she will give you. But you cannot violate any of the laws. You cannot lord over whatever is given to you and use it the way you want. You have no choice in this regard. Just like, simple example can be given. In a big organization, big factory, let's take a big factory. The owner of the factory, he can go to his factory whenever he wants, or he need not go even. Because he has got so many people to take care of the factory. And in his place, the CEO or the Chief Managing Director, CMD, can completely sit in his position and direct everything. He need not even go. But as far as all the others are concerned in the organization, though they have different degrees of power and different degrees of skills and so many things, they cannot independently decide, I don't want to go to the factory, I need not go. Never. That never works. Okay. So similarly, the living entities, whatever power they have, is given by somebody else. It doesn't belong to them. Just like in a factory, the powers vested with the chief managing director, powers vested with an officer, powers vested with an engineer, chief engineer, all those are given by the owner. They don't belong to him. They're given for a purpose, for the sake of production in the factory, to happen, to get the work done from the workers. Similarly, Mahamaya, she gives, but for a certain purpose. For a certain purpose. So if you are given certain power for working for something you want to achieve, you have to use that power only for the sake of working for that particular purpose. That is a law. You cannot use your power any way you like. That's why ever since monarchy has been abolished, there's a government in which there is a constitution. And constitution means everybody has got specific powers. And if the power is not properly utilized, there is a provision in the constitution for removal. Right? There is the president, let us say, of a country is the topmost authority in the government. But even the president can face what is called as impeachment. In the past, sometimes it has happened in some countries, correct? Whereas, in the case of monarchy, or in the case of Krishna, absolute ownership, in the case of Krishna. In case of monarch, the subordinates cannot remove him. Subordinates cannot remove him. There is no provision for that. Unless they rebel, and of course in a material world that can happen, this common people can all get together and overthrow the king. That's possible. But in the case of Krishna, it is he who has unlimited power, so nobody can overpower him. So here, the description is being given that Krishna showed the universal form to Mother Yashoda when she tried to check if Krishna has eaten some dirt. Now, Krishna wants to educate us that he is not simply a small child doing some mischief. No, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And therefore he showed the universal form to Mother Yashoda. But then for Mother Yashoda, when she sees the universe in her child's mouth, because of her past experience that some demons were coming and trying to, harm her child, she became very afraid. My child is being attacked by some ghost, and the ghost is trying to terrify me. That you try to protect your child, it's not going to work. This is my power. So Mother Yashoda began to think that some ghost has attacked my child. But then she began to reason. Simply she will not think ghost has attacked, I have to now drive away the ghost. No. What is the truth? What is the reality? What has happened? So then she began to think, maybe I am dreaming, that I am seeing the universe within his mouth. No, I am not dreaming. There is no ghost which has attacked my child. Child has just opened his mouth, that's all. I thought it has eaten dirt. Maybe she has not eaten dirt, because Krishna told, I have not eaten any dirt. So he has not eaten dirt. It's as simple as that. So like that, after reasoning, she actually began to consider the truth. What is the truth? Truth is, this child, Krishna, is not my son. Is not a child. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's a fact. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So only because of illusion, I am thinking that he is my son, which is also a fact. It's because of Yoga Maya that Yashoda thinks Krishna is my son. It's a fact, that's the truth. So when she philosophically established the real truth, by the grace of the Lord, Mother Yashoda could understand the real truth. Krishna is not my son. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And therefore he can show the universe within his mouth. Of course, everything is within him. He is a reservoir of everything. So it's not surprising that he showed the universe within his mouth. He's showing the universe within his mouth. But Krishna does not like Mother Yashoda to treat him as the Supreme Lord. He doesn't like that. He doesn't want. He is not in need. of some worship, some reverence, some respect by Mother Yashoda. No, he doesn't want. He wants Mother Yashoda to treat him as her beloved child. He wants maternal affection. So therefore, Krishna willed that now Mother Yashoda should forget, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And simply he wills, Yogamaya will carry out. Yogamaya will make Yashoda forget Krishna is Supreme Lord. Who is Krishna? Oh, my beloved child. So, by the influence of that Yogamaya, Yashoda came to know the truth about that universe being seen in Krishna's mouth. And she also came to know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Therefore, seeing the universe within his mouth is nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be worried about. But then immediately, when she came to know the truth, immediately Krishna willed that enough. No more this truth about me being God. No. So she became inspired to become absorbed in intense maternal affection for her son. So Yogamaya and Mahamaya both create illusion. Illusory effect is there of both these energies. But one is for devotees to not forget Krishna, but to forget Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Then what about Yogamaya's influence in the Vaikuntha planet? Vaikuntha planet, nobody ever forgets Krishna is the Narayana's Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are always conscious of him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But their awareness or consciousness of Narayana being the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not make them officially becoming subordinate and subservient to Narayana. Oh, he is very powerful. He is very great. So we have to offer him respect. No. Because again, in the spiritual world, for pure devotees, either in Vaikuntha or in Goloka Vrindavana, the truth about Krishna or Narayana or the Supreme Lord makes them actually serve the Supreme Lord with love and affection. That is the characteristic of the jiva in the spiritual world. That's the constitutional position. In the material world, when somebody comes to know of God in truth, then it inspires them or it makes them become fearful of God, become very obedient to God, become very serious about conducting themselves properly in their actions, makes them very, very loyal to the laws of God. You see, the effect is different. In the material world, understanding God, knowing God is different. In the spiritual world, knowledge of God has a different effect. So, by constitution, by the very nature of spiritual existence, everyone in the spiritual world, all devotees, everyone means here devotees. Because only devotees know the Supreme Absolute Truth as the Supreme Person. The non-devotees, who also know the Absolute Truth, either as Brahman or Paramatma, they do not know the personal feature. Therefore, they do not actually have that love and affection, or they are not able to display or conduct themselves by their love for the Supreme or affection for the Supreme. They cannot conduct themselves that way. So their realization of the Absolute is incomplete, imperfect, and it is just a temporary situation, this realization or the knowledge. It cannot be permanent. It is never permanent. It is just a state, a temporary state, because of their intense endeavor to realize God or realize the Absolute Truth. In a way, that is not the way to realize God. The way to realize God is only bhakti. And by bhakti you realize God is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Absolute Truth, the Supreme Personality. But by other methods, you may or may not realize God or the Absolute Truth. Even if you realize, it's just a partial realization. Just to satisfy your urge to know God for some time. That's all. It's not going to last. So if it doesn't last, then what happens after that realization? Either they understand, depending on their free will, this is not the complete realization of God. There's something more. So they go to the next step in God realization. These are all stages of development of the knowledge of the Absolute Truth, self-realization. Karma, Jnana, Yoga, Bhakti. This is explained very nicely in the Bhagavad Gita and all the scriptures, of course. But Bhagavad Gita very nicely, systematically, Krishna explains. Karma, Jnana, Yoga. Yoga means Ashtanga Yoga. And Bhakti. Bhakti is complete realization, is permanent realization, ultimate realization, complete realization, perfect realization, like that. I'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.